Forms and manifestations of love. True love happens just naturally. With love, enmity could turn into friendship. Love is a crazy, marvelous concoction which could cure the demon of enmity from within us in the form of ill will and bitterness. But this to be reality, realization should dawn from within our soul. Besides, there should be sincerity and purity in our thoughts and actions. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Love never diminishes but may undergo some changes suiting our time and circumstance. Love never diminishes, but may undergo some changes in sync with changed time and circumstances. To find true love, we have to begin with ourselves, and start seeing beyond ego-driven behavior pattern into the hearts of others. But for that to be reality, our own heart needs to flower and open up, as love never happens when we are living in close compartment. As love is two-sided, we have to see a positive response from other person, to open his/her heart, that too bereft of any ego. This heart-to-heart meet-up helps us understand each other and also produces warmth in our feelings, thus sprouting our love for each other. Significance of love in our lives. Significantly, there is inherent truth in the maxim, love begets love. If we love others, we create positive vibe wherever we go. It means, through the medium of love, we can create broader outlook in our life. We feel the necessity of fulfilling others' needs when we love others as we love ourselves. True love is unconditional. True unconditional love is of permanent value. But we probably have no idea what that true love is, since this type of love has to be created with the participation of our mind, heart, and soul. We have all felt it after our birth as a child, but as we have grown older, we are seeing less and less of it. In our entire lifespan, we remain seeking true love till our last breath. True love originates from our soul, and ego is enemy number one of love. True love originates from our mind, heart, and from our soul. God has created us as lovable ones. All hearts and all spirits are totally lovable. But the problem arises after we develop egocentric tendencies. Our ego is a collection of thoughts based on exaggeration of self-importance, beliefs, conditionings, attitudes, values, our identity, besides our fears, pride, sorrows, grief, greed, anger, etc. It becomes our identity in this world. As the ego develops and makes a permanent residency in our psyche, we start detaching ourselves from others because of our self-created identities. Be that as it may, love is detached attachment without any expectation from others, rather than on the premise of tit for tat. Love with any expectation tatters under its own weight. While in pure love, we do not expect anything in return. It is free of any expectations. A love with any modicum of expectation is of momentary value and impermanent. It gives way with even a little stress and strain. Negative mindset is the enemy of love. Negativity like greed, ego, lust, and envy are negative emotions. It leads to arousal of dismay from people, thus adversary of love. These negative emotions generate hate. An individual with emotion considers himself superior with close mindset. It is not receptive to brilliant strategies or ideas of co-workers and restricts warm social bond. In Mahabharata, Lord Krishna says, "Do everything you have to do, but not with greed, not with ego, not with lust, not with envy, but with love, compassion, humility, and devotion." Compassion brings about warmth in relations. While compassion brings you close to people, helps you listen to others' soul. Lust and envy arouse strong emotions leading to loss of senses. Instead, a person should carry humility and be humble to co-workers, friends, and family, and bring about inner peace and wellness. Devotion is required in any activity because one needs to be devoted wholeheartedly to succeed, and love is a potion which empowers people to have emotional link. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. Bible. True love is eternal. Radha Krishna. Lord Krishna is the Lord of compassion, love, and tenderness. Krishna is admired for his playful acts and love towards Radha. Radha is his one true love and the love they share is immortal and eternal. Even though Krishna never married Radha, yet they are worshipped as the divine couple. The two names of Radha Krishna can never be separated from one another. Similar is the love of Mira towards Lord Krishna. Then the love of gopis towards Krishna and other gopas is eternal and inspire us even today. Types of love. It has been observed that love originates and blooms variously, but one thing common is that each type of love affects us in one way or other. Material love. We must have observed how some people have huge love for material possessions, and for realizing it, they adopt any means to satisfy their hunger for more. So much so is their love and hunger for power and pelf that they can even go against and physically harm their own kith and kin to get material possessions. They do not realize that when we were born, we did not bring anything, what we got has been acquired here only, and when we leave this earth, we shall not take anything. Then question arises, why we should adopt ulterior methods to satisfy their love for material possessions. Affectionate love. Affectionate love, in essence, is the one which is originated from heart and runs deep and synergizes true friendships. The medium for this mind. For this type of love to be fructified, it is mandatory that each of the persons in love shares his/her weaknesses and potentials to each other. In other words, nothing should be hidden from the friend for its longevity/continuity and closeness. This should also include the belief and faiths of the concerned persons for uniting effect of the love. Trusting love. The friends who create the positive wavelength in the mind are the ones who are trustful to each other points of view. Trust is the cementing factor for the friendship to be more durable and enduring. For this to be of value, nothing should be hidden from a true friend, be steadfast in good or not to good days. Then important thing in having lasting love is to support each other in thick and thin. Last but not the least, some modicum of showcasing our amity in the form of celebrations on various occasions like birthdays and other well-known days for love and affection between the loved ones. Long-lasting love. It is a mature love which consolidates as time passes on. The driving force for this is our subconscious mind. We know that at the first instance, we may not be able to understand each other, but in order to consolidate the bonds of love, it is important that it is established on the foundation of trust, faith, friendship, camaraderie, cooperation, and finally time-tested on which it could stand. In other words, this love matures with time, and each one has to invest his/her time and energy to consolidate its bond, because it is based on give and take, i.e. on reciprocity. The lovers need to express this till it matures. Love between true friends. One of the significant features of this type of love is based on selfless bond between individuals. The friendship could be between spouses, between opposite sexes, between the countrymen, or with men and women abroad. This love is without any expectations. Only one thing which is of paramount importance is the reciprocity in love. Eternal love between Krishna and Radha is the best example of this sort of a friendship. Divine love. It should never be forgotten that our Creator loves us immensely. If we take one step in loving Him, He reciprocates us with 10 steps and bestow His blessings. This love is all-encompassing and eternal in its manifestation, makes our body, mind, and soul pure. This also happens when we lead a spiritual-oriented lifestyle along with following positive orientation in our loves. Our soul is the link with Super Soul, and a pure mind has connectivity with Him, then we become hugely detached from worldly possessions. Good souls have been preaching for ages, love is key to all doors. Even Krishna has adhered to this belief in Bhagavad Gita. He quotes, "The only way you can conquer me is through love, and there I am gladly conquered." Love at our households. This love is generated at our homes between our loved ones, parental love, brotherly love, sisterly love, including our friend circles. The catalyst for love is our memories which we develop while living with our kith and kin in our households. This is a natural love, and we are ready to do anything required for our relatives and friends. It is necessary that we not only show our love but also practice the same in real terms and space. Romantic love. This love originates from our attraction, based purely on infatuation and body attraction. Although this sort of love is generated by mutual trust, belief, respect for each other, views on reciprocal basis, standing by the loved ones in good and not so good days. This sort of love matures with time, and catalyst of love is our body magnetism. Love at first sight. We must have heard the sentence, love at first sight. This sort of love may or may not be true love, but if it succeeds, this sort of a love is quite enduring and long-lasting, since it is based on heart-to-heart connect without much credence to caste, creed, religion, region, or any other narrow considerations. Love at first love is primal love that comes as a natural instinct for most people. It's a passionate love displayed through physical affection. These romantic behaviors include, but are not limited to, kissing, hugging and holding hands, and appreciating each other. This love is a desire for another person's physical body. Playful love. This love originates with welling of our emotions, especially in the ab initio stage of relationship. This is based on playful behavior, just childlike, for a joyful living with each other and for each other. All this is with an intention of eliciting response and thereby love for each other. Love based on obsession or infatuation. I felt immensely dismayed when I viewed a news item on the television that one person tried to kidnap a girl in one of our states. When she resisted, she was shot dead. Afterwards, I came to know that this ill-tempered, ill-mannered, and immoral person was having one-sided love for the girl. Her resistance resulted in killing of the hapless girl. This is the case of obsessive or love based on infatuation. More often than not, this sort of love is one-sided. So much so is the infatuation or possessiveness as though the other person is a material to be possessed anyhow. Also, if his wishes are not met, the concerned person does not get, then that person in madness tries to harm the person, kills, maims, throws acid with a motive to harm or do anything and everything with whom he/she is obsessive with. Ulterior motive is the intent for this sort of a compulsive love. It shows that the individual concerned have exaggerated sense of importance, and in order to satiate his desire, stoops too low, even adopt unethical and immoral course. Self-love. First of all, the one who loves himself/herself loves others too. And this self-love originates from soul, and affectionate love is catalyzed by our mind. A love which is catalyzed and originated or provoked from our soul and heart is sacrosanct, and such a love could be our love for our Creator, the omnipotent and omniscient one who loves us immensely without any expectation from us. This also is our love for our parents, grandparents, spouses, fast friends, brotherly love, or sisterly love, etc. It encompasses all other loves, since a person who loves himself/herself will certainly be able to assess and respect others' needs, and by extension love others. Since this sort of love originates from mind, heart, and soul, therefore, it is more significant for everybody. Love yourself and then you will love others too. The key to inner peace is self-awareness. It starts in a person after he compassionately loves himself and everyone around him. The purest form of love is without strings attached. It helps one liberate from materialistic and emotional needs while respecting his/her partner's needs and expectations. Krishna desired to make people around him self-conscious. He called upon people to love him with the aim of making them self-aware, and void of emotional as well as materialistic need. Various epics and teachings also claim that unhappiness stems from worldly, emotional, and materialistic orientation. In epic Mahabharata, Krishna with his divine love said, "What ineffable joy does one find through love of me, Krishna, the blissful Atman." Once that joy is realized, all earthly pleasures fade into nothingness. Mother's love for her offspring. We all are aware that when a mother carries her child in her womb, the mother and the child are one. The child breathes the same air, eats the same food, and have all the metabolic processes together. There is no ego between a mother and the child, as they are having the same identity. The mother loves the child unconditionally while bringing the child up. Nothing comes in the way of love between mother and child, since the child is having pure heart, pure soul/spirit, and also bereft of any ego. In other words, there is a seamless bond between the child and the mother. But as the child grows up, the child develops its own identity, own ego, attitude, habits, etc. The child is influenced by peer group, formal and informal institutions and environment in which he/she is living. Also, we cannot dispute the impact of value system which a child gets from the parental love and affection, but dilution in the love takes place as a child grows up and passes from one stage to other. A true love. A love that remains lustrous. A love that sprouts without bias. A love that gives strength to all. A love which is symphonic in nature as a means to an end. A love that could be expressed in writing or through any other medium. A love that is sacrosanct with an implicit meaning. A love that cares not for caste, color, or creed. A love that surpasses in every way we feel. A love that obviously is for real. A love that remains unchanged as time passes doubtlessly. A love that puts its indelible stamp of its immortality. A love that provides relationship solidarity. A love that instills a feeling of simplicity ultimately. A love that solves our off-putting problems finally. A love that cleanses our body, mind, and heart eventually. A love which is without expectations. A love that removes all pervading discriminations. A love that waters down all bitterness, thus cementing relations. A love that removes a feeling of jealousy. A love that produces goodwill for all to see. A love that could inculcate positivity in our overviews. A love that teaches the feeling of being humane. A love that takes for granted our mistakes sometimes. A love that knows how to forget and forgive others' mistakes with passage of time. A love that paints everyone with humane brush. A love that gives a sublime affection a gentle push. A love that generates inner peace and purity. A love that is eternal and magical. A love that is not theatrical. A love that works with the belief of not to showcase. A love that asks nothing in return. A love that burns all suspicions in turn. A love that eventually provides helping hand when required. A love that knows only giving. A love that teaches all the spot-on ways of living. A love that leads us to a path of piety for all living beings. A love that cares not, even if the ultimate result is supreme sacrifice. A love that showers only fragrance. A love that engenders grace. A love that removes ill will prevailing around. A love that spreads goodwill for all without doubt. A love that makes us in every way stout. A love when facing troubled moments. Produces synergy to our efforts at all times. No negativity like greed, rancor, jealousy can shake its base.